All right, now we'll be back. We are heading live to what is coming in from the oil and gas conference at the Kampala Serena Hotel. And we're going to be joined by Rita Kabajuru giving us what is going to be one of the key highlights of the day in there. What are the key discussion points? Remember, before we head into the break, I did tell you that there are quite a number of opportunities for the oil and gas sector in Uganda, and that is the opportunity that you as a Ugandan can definitely get to understand. Now, we do have Rita live at the Kampala Serena Hotel where the conference is slated to take place and is going to begin, and she can definitely give us more of the details. Rita, can you please give us the details of what is going to happen from there?
Hello, Joram. Hello, Joram, and everyone watching us. I'm coming to you live from Kampala Serena Hotel, where we anticipate the annual oil and gas conversion of 2022. And if you realize around there, we're going to be anticipating a lot coming in or arising from a lot of partners working on the oil and gas sector around the country. For this particular one is organized under the theme of maximizing national content and value retention. And it is surely scheduled to take place for 2 days from as far as we know, effective from today, the 12th, and tomorrow, the 13th of April. And you know, when we come to such events, that is where we get current information, current statistics, and also making sure we help you understand, the viewer, where you're going to be benefiting from. So make sure you be a part of Smart 24 TV throughout, because we're going to make sure we deliver the information, factual, and also how it is going to be very beneficial to you. And just to highlight for you the current statistics from one of the booklets that I have got on my hands now, it is actually showing that currently we've got 21 oil gas discoveries around the country. Also highlighting about 88% drilling success rates. So currently we're at 88% success in our drilling, whereby we also got 6 billion barrels of oil in place. Not forgetting the 1.4 billion barrels of recoverable resources. But for more detail about this particular event, let us get to know it from Sarah from UNOC, that is Uganda National Oil Company, to help us understand what is going on, what are we going to be expecting as the days goes by, and also the importance for this particular conversion. Thank you so much for joining us, Sarah. For the viewers' perspective, to know you better and more, you could introduce yourself to the viewer.
Okay, my name is Sarah Birungi Banage, and I work with the Uganda National Oil Company in the Corporate Affairs Division. And so we are here today to exhibit and as well participate. We are very excited because this is now the interface between the investors and the suppliers. It's the meeting point. It's to be today for the next 2 days if you want to participate in the oil and gas sector.
What is so special this time about this particular conversion?
Well, this time round we are talking about national content. We are talking about opportunities. We've been talking about the development of the sector, the projects coming through in the sector. But today we are talking about how do I participate in the sector. We are talking about national content, which is really, in simple terms, the participation of Ugandans in this sector at this point, which is so critical, the development phase.
Sarah, share with us, what do we expect from today as our take home today, at least to recover for us, and tell us the entire package of today.
Okay, so today we are going to have this subject introduced, where the suppliers are going to listen to what's available for them from the investors. The investors are going to speak about what their needs are. Contracts have been awarded, but what other opportunities? How can you loop in? How can you tap in? Because following February 1st, when the final investment decision was announced. Going forward now is work. So today the investors are going to talk about this is what is available. These are the standards you need to have in order to be given a contract, to be awarded a contract. Some contracts have been awarded, but that's not all, because now we are looking at how actual participants participate in this in terms of what they need to have. Today they are going to know what is available. They are going to understand what they need to have in order to tap into what's available, and when do they get in.
To share with us the relationship between the investor and supplier for us to understand clearly, share with us that relationship. How do they coordinate here in the petroleum or oil and gas sector, investor and suppliers?
Okay, the investor, as you know, would be the one who has brought the money. In the regions of $10 billion is going to be invested in this period of development, which is a lot of money. So then the next thing would be, so who are they going to work with? And who they work with depends on who's registered on the National Supplier Database. So first you were registered, the money has come, so today you are meeting. You're meeting so that you can understand, all right, I'm on the supplier database. Yes, you have the money. These are the opportunities available. These are the standards you need to meet for us to award you a contract in the opportunities available. So it's very important for our Ugandan suppliers, because this is what they've been waiting for.
So from what you're saying, that means contracts have not yet been awarded to suppliers. Today will mark something renewable and hopeful for them. How so?
The big contracts have been awarded, but they don't work alone. They then work with the national people on the national supplier database, which is what today is about. Yes.
And how does the public get to understand and benefit from this particular convention? Share with us.
Okay, so not everybody is able to be here. And so your role is very important, because the suppliers are here, but it's a trickle down. You see, I would be able to provide maybe the transportation, and I could be in this conference, but what about the fuel guy? What about the garage man? Because it's a spin-off. Everybody feeds into that job. I'm just giving you an example. Transportation. The big supplier may be here who has the trucks, but the fuel people, the garage people, the drivers are not here. So this conference then brings it all together, because when they're listening to what you've publicized, they then know where the opportunities are, and there will be content that it's coming down to us very soon.
And from UNOC, the organizers, I tend to believe you're spearheading this particular convention. What do you expect more that will be coming up? To kickstart it with the incoming or the initial plans of these particular conventions, what role do they play in making sure we have an impact with our oil and gas growth sector?
Okay, such conventions are very important. You see, there's an exhibition right now taking place. So it's an opportunity for you and I and everybody else to walk into a stall and understand Total Energies. What do you have for us as Ugandans in this season? So you interface with them in a setting of an exhibition. That's very important. There's a lot of learning that happens. Aside from the exhibition, then there's the main hall conference and all the presentations, the discussions going to take place, which are very knowledgeable and informative. So it's a very nice space as well, if you've attended the conference, to appreciate this is what the roadmap is to fast oil. These are the opportunities available for us in order to tap in. So it's a very good day and a very good next 2 days. As for UNOC, yes, as for UNOC, we're a key sponsor, and so we are participating fully. Later on today, you'll be hearing my CEO talk about the opportunities at the Kabale Industrial Park. That is one of our key flag things that we're talking about for this season. And so they'll be telling you what is available, the petrochemical industry is yet to come, and all that. So that, one, you understand, two, you get yourself ready.
Sarah, correct me if I'm wrong, or make us understand. Is it the first of a kind? Or there has been such an arrangement, but maybe differently this time? Help us understand that.
Okay, no, this is not the first. Like you can see, it's the 8th. They are annual. The Uganda Chamber of Mines, Chamber of Commerce and Mines do hold these annually. It's a good space they have created. We as participants and partners work with them. So we always hold these annual conferences for the very reason that this sector has been new and there's been a lot of knowledge required. So each time we've been holding these conferences, we've been sharing information, there's been exhibitions, but today is different because in the past we're talking about what is coming. The companies hadn't yet taken the final investment decision. So it was talking about what is coming, this is how it will be like, what is coming. But today we are in a different space because work has started. The decision was made to invest and work is already taking place. So the supplier has a different attitude because he can see that it's now real. It's no longer a story in the future, we are living it right now. So that's the difference with this particular convention.
Thank you so much. I'll be, engaging you more, maybe understanding what will be happening. It's a goodbye for now. Thank you for giving us your time. That is Sarah Birungi from UNOC there and highlighting for us what exactly is going to be happening for this particular day. She talked about exhibitions. Very well. I'm going to take you there, but not now. Stick with us. Make sure you be a part of Smart 24 TV throughout because you have got a lot to learn. You have got a lot to inspire your day to day. Not only inspiration and motivation, but how are you going to make sure you be a part of the oil and gas, you be a part of these innovations, all these programmings, and also the projections that are going to not only change your life, but change your neighbor's life as well, and the economic recovery or sustainable development for Uganda. I'm Rita Cabanyoro for now. I'm going to get back to you, Sonko, but surely I'm going to be engaging you shortly after here. Thank you so much. Back to you, Sonko.
All right, many thanks, Rita Cabanyoro, for that particular preamble of what is happening on ground at the Kampala Serena Hotel. And surely we are going to get back to you the next hour to give us more of what is happening, to talk to most of the key stakeholders here as well. Well, getting back on board here, live from Plot 42 Nile Avenue, is that we will be live everywhere in most of the areas regarding business. And now looking at what is happening at the Kampala Serena Hotel is that it is actually the annual oil and gas conversion, and this particular one is looking at maximizing national content and value retention. So when you look at maximizing national content, is clearly to tell you that we are maximizing our natural resources that we have as a country. And when you look at the situation, clearly looking at what is supposed to be done for Uganda is that we're maximizing the opportunities that are available in the oil and gas sector. Maximizing them means that all the suppliers are going to be part of this particular conversion. Let's say the exporters are going to be part of this conversion. The contractors are going to be part of the conversion, and all these discussions are going to definitely be put in place to pitch ideas that are going to strengthen the oil and gas sector. The oil and gas sector is widely an opportunity for Uganda's economy to steadily recover. And it's steadily recovering. It's also one of the key sectors that have been highlighted as those that will lead us to our Vision 2040 of that middle income status as a country. But last week, if we are to actually draw back a little bit still with the oil and gas sector, CNOC and Uganda National Oil Company, UNOC, are set to jointly explore a new oil block on Lake Albert. These were details that were revealed last week. As the Uganda National Oil Company will make a joint application for a license. These are some of the key discussions that are going to happen during this conversion. As the Uganda National Oil Company will make a joint application for a license to undertake exploration of possible oil reserves in the Pelican Crane offshore block at the southern tip of Lake Albert in Ntoroko district. UNOC signed a joint application agreement with China National Offshore Oil Company, that is CNOC, towards the end of last week. The two companies will submit the joint application to the Ministry of Energy, and this one will include discussions expected to culminate into the award of an exploration license for the block. And also, UNOC as corporate manager Peter Mulisa revealed that the joint agreement is an interim structure and a guiding framework for UNOC and SINOC on how to file the applications. And once the application has been filed, the negotiations of the production sharing agreement with the government and the signing of various agreements will as well get on board. So, maximizing Uganda, let's say natural content and maximizing the opportunities that arise from the oil and gas sector is definitely a go-getter. Why? Because the oil and gas sector has been talked about for quite a number of years. Like almost the president has been telling Ugandans how we are going to venture into this one deeply, how we are going to benefit from it as a country, how our economy is strongly going to get back on board. And then with the final investment decision that was signed in February at the Kololo ceremonial grounds, there were key discussions. They were looking at a way forward on how the oil and gas sector is going to benefit the entire sectors. When you look at most of the sectors that are going to benefit from this one, I did mention about the real estate sector. Why did I mention about the real estate sector? You have suppliers, you have contractors, and people who are going to be dealing in the production process who are already coming into this country. And of course, you will have to create room for where they're going to be staying. And the possible way for this particular one will be construction of apartments, construction of rentals, and then definitely construction of mortgages put in place, and clearly to give room for these particular stakeholders or those who are the foreign-based experts who are going to be on ground, the surveyors, the engineers, the suppliers, the exporters rather, people who are going to be dealing in the refinery process, and all those sorts of, let's say from the surveying process, on ground work into the technical part of it. All those will need where to stay, and the possible way for the real estate sector to grow is to create real estate areas or zones in the Albertine region, because that is where most of the activities are going to be ongoing. That means people will definitely have to opt to stay in those catchment areas whereby transportation will be easier. So when we look at districts like Fort Portal, looking at Hoima, Ntoronko, these are districts in the Albertine region that are definitely going to pick up from there, where the real estate sector is definitely going to have an eye in there. Well, generally putting it into a landscape of issues as well for the Ugandan economy is that there are a lot of vast chances that will arise still for the real estate sector in the entire country, because we'll expect a lot of foreign currencies coming into here, tapping into the opportunities. Now with even a more clear room for trade and investments with the African Continental Free Trade Area, it is even going way beyond the oil and gas. It is going way beyond our oil and gas sector or the oil in the Albertine region, but going beyond boosting our economy and as well as creating a strong exportation base for Uganda's products and also marketing Uganda as a country in general. A lot of sectors will definitely develop. Look at the education sector. Why would we put it in here? Is because now the courses that people are going to pick up will now entail students from secondary schools or high schools going to university to do engineering courses, mainly in oil and gas, others studying oil and gas as a course, definitely, because there is an opportunity there, and an opportunity of minerals that is going to stay for quite a number of years, and minerals that are going to change the outlook and the picture of the country's economy, and clearly giving us a strong base to see that once the economy is going back to recovery and heading to a recovery, it is going to stabilize and shoot higher than where we definitely expect it to be. So those are some of the opportunities that are arising. But with the ongoing conversion, key discussions will be around the suppliers and mainly the stakeholders in the oil and gas sector. So the key stakeholders in the oil and gas sector are on ground in Kampala currently. And they are having discussions today and tomorrow. And these discussions entail that they're going to be discussing heavily on the opportunities that are going to arise from the oil and gas sector. We have been looking at it as a chance for Uganda to stay steadily and that is where we are going to definitely strike our pose, and that is where we are going to put our eyes closely to see that these things keep going. So the memorandum of understanding, if you look at an opportunity for the two oil companies, that is UNOC and CNOC, to jointly apply for an exploration license, emerged in 2018, and this followed a signing of a memorandum of understanding in Beijing. Beijing is the capital of China. The memorandum was signed by Dr. Josephine Wapakambulo, the former UNOC boss, and Fang Zi, the CNOC chairman. It indicated that UNOC and CNOC would work together to develop a block in the Albertine Graben to ensure that more oil is discovered to support the projected production profile now under development. UNOC also wants to create an avenue to grow its exploration capability, as well as team up with CNOC to grow their partnership in two other operations in and outside of Uganda. So when you look at other exploration activities, Uganda launched the second licensing round for petroleum exploration at the 9th East African Petroleum Conference, an exhibition in Mombasa, Kenya during May 2019. So a lot of opportunities are going to be available for the oil and gas sector. But we head for a break. After the break, we are going to return to discuss more of the annual oil and gas convention, which is looking at maximizing national content and value retention. The conference is ongoing at the Kampala Serena Hotel, and in there we have our team, and Rita will definitely be giving us more of the details after the break. Stick around. Smart 24, driving business. Smart 24, driving business.
After we invest our money, now we need to actually monitor it. Let's start with